everyone! Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite products from Wander Beauty. They have recently become one of my favorite brands to use. I love their complexion products so much, and this video is going to be featuring the Nude Illusion Foundation. This is one of my go-tos for a very dewy, natural looking finish, so we will be seeing how this applies, and also be using a bunch of their other multitasker products as well. So let's get in the video. First, I'm going to start with the Becca Skin Love Brighten and Blur Primer. I don't have a primer from Wander Beauty, but I know they have a couple. I just haven't tried them out yet. So while I let that sink into the skin, I'm going to apply their Smooth Sailing 360 Eye Primer. This is a really good primer. It's not my favorite because it is a clear setting eye primer. I definitely prefer a more opaque one because of the veins on my eyes. However, this one is really good if you're into a clear base. It smooths over any kind of bumps and dries to a satin finish. And my shadows stick to this all day long. I had no creasing. I was even out in the sun all day one day with this on and these shadows on top of it. It never creased. It never wore off. So it's definitely a very good primer. Alright, now I'm ready for foundation. I like to apply this foundation with either a brush. This is my favorite foundation brush at the moment from Flower Beauty. You can find it at Walmart. Or a sponge, and this sponge is from Juno & Co. They make my favorite facial sponges. I love them all the colors that they have. I think they came out with 2 new colors this week, I think. Anyway, so today I'm going to be applying it with the sponge. And here is the Nude Illusion Foundation. So I have the shade Fair. I also have the shade Fair Light, I think it is. And it's a smidge too dark for me and also too neutral toned. So the fair shade is more warm toned, which is perfect for me. So I'm going to blend this in. Don't forget to go over the ears. Drag it down your neck as well to blend it into your natural skin tone. A little bit more to my forehead. Just right there. Yes, that's what I love about this foundation is the doe foot applicator. It's really big and covers so much of your face for easy application. Just bounce that in. Alright, now that is bounced in the way I like it. I love the way this foundation looks on my skin. It is so natural and just sinks right into your skin and looks like a second skin. It's not too full coverage to where it looks fake. I think it's like a definitely medium to full, and I prefer to wear it on the more medium side. The finish of it is definitely dewy, so if you are an oily person, you're probably not going to like this foundation. I have normal skin tone, so I can get away, or skin tone, I have normal skin type, so I can get away with it by setting it with a more mattifying powder or their powder foundation, which I'm about to do. However, if you do want to try it if you are an oily person, I suggest using a mattifying base. And then setting it with a mattifying powder as well so that it counteracts your oiliness. For me, I can wear this without a primer and I love the way it looks. I'm currently just testing this primer out, so that's why I wore it with the primer today, and I love the way it looks as well. So I'm going to be using their Wander Beauty On The Glow blush and highlight duo. This is in the shade Petal Pink and Nude Glow. So there we have those. Now what I like to do with these, here I'm going to close this cap before I make a mess. What I like to do with these is I like to take these on either a sponge butt, which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm just going to dab it on there. Bounce it on the back of my hand a couple times, and then I'm going to apply this to my cheeks. I love the way this blush looks. It is so pretty and dewy. I love it. If you're on the go, though, it's perfectly easy to just take your fingers. I like to just rub it in a little bit to warm up the product, and then you can bounce it on your cheek. Alright, now for the highlight stick side, you can do this the same way, using a sponge or using your fingers. I'm just going to use my sponge. And then just tap this into the high points of my face, which is right here, down the bridge of my nose, and above my lip. Now before I set my face completely, I'm going to be going into the Wander Beauty Dual Concealer. There is an illuminating side, which is like has a doe foot, and it has like a creamed product, or a matte stick side, which I totally ruined the top of that. I prefer the matte stick side because the illuminating side I find to be just a little too, I don't know, it doesn't work well on my skin. It kind of separates, it's not very long wearing, and I just don't like the way it looks. It goes into my lines under my eyes pretty severely, and I don't like that. So I like the matte stick side though pretty well. It has good coverage. I'd say it's like sheer to medium coverage. And a nice natural matte. It's just going to lift the eyes. Now I'm going to be going into the powder foundation. This is in Fair Light. I'm just going to dust this all over my face very lightly, just to set everything. We don't want any of this creasing or wearing off in the day. Daisy, what's the matter? What's the matter, bug? I'm going to be going into the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Bronzer and just bronzing up my cheeks ever so slightly on the bridge of my head. I like using a very large fluffy brush for this step because I don't like harsh edges, and this will help you prevent them, is applying your bronzer with a very fluffy brush. Contour my nose ever so slightly. So what I do is I take the brush and flatten it down like this and dip it in the bronzer and then go down the sides of my nose. Which also makes sure that you don't have a harsh line, and if you do, all you have to do is just blend it with your sponge. Next, I'm going to be going into the Wander Beauty eyeshadows. These are the liquid eyeshadows, which are great for on the go, or if you're a busy mom holding a baby. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to apply this all over my eyelid and blend it out with my finger. Ow, 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 ow. Gotta let go of mommy's hair. You see yourself in the mirror? You're so pretty. You're so beautiful. Now this dries down fairly quickly, so you do want to be fairly quick with your blending process, but if you just dab your finger, this creates a really nice effect and blends it in nicely. Right, squish. And now I'm going to be taking the Wander's Fling palette. Love the colors in here. Oh my gosh. What I like to do the most is I love to mix this color and this color, and you get the most beautiful rose gold look. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to apply it to my lids with my finger. You don't have to do this step because we did just apply that on the go eyeshadow. I just felt like being a little bit extra doing that. And then I'm going to take this double duty brush and blend it out with the edges of that. On the lower lashes, I'm going to take the smudger side, and I'm going to go into the shade Blossom and Cedar. You can see them right there, and mix those two together for a deeper rose gold look, and I'm going to line the bottom lashes with that. Now on the inner corner, I'm just going to dip into Marigold, or you could use the shade Bouquet, either or. I'm going to use my pinky finger and just dab it right in the middle, or right on the inner corner to highlight. Next, I'm going to be taking their mascara. This is the Mile High Club, and this is a volume and lengthening mascara. I love the wand on this. You can see it. It's very narrow, very skinny, which is way better to me than a big thick wand. So I'm just gonna do a couple coats of this and then I'll be right back. Now I did accidentally get some mascara right there on my face. A fun trick for that is to take a spoolie brush right here and wait for it to dry and just flick it off. There, now it's gone and you didn't mess up your makeup. Now just a couple more steps. I'm going to be taking the Lip Retreat lip oil. This has become one of my favorites so fast. Wander Beauty just sent this to me, I think like 3 days ago, and I'm already obsessed with it. It's so good. So it feels thicker than a regular oil, but the color is so nice. This is in the color Skinny Dip, and it's just so comfortable to wear. This is so comfortable to wear, so nourishing on my lips, and very easy to reapply. It is quite long lasting unless I'm going to eat something, and then, I mean, obviously it will wear off. I love the doe foot applicator it has, if you can see that. Now lastly, I'm going to set my face with the Becca Skin Love Glow Shield Prime and Set Spray. So I've been testing this out too. I really like it. The mist is super fine on it. I don't know if you can see that, but so during this part, you don't really want to make much emotion. And then you're just going to press into your skin ever so slightly to lock in that mist. It's going to help your makeup last all day and look beautiful. Okay guys, now this is the finished look. I hope you love it as much as I do. It's very fresh and glowy and just so, I don't know, it's just so summery and dewy, and I just love it so much. So yes, to go over everything from Wander Beauty really quick that I would recommend, honestly, I would recommend just about everything I tried here. If you're into cream blushes, cream highlights, this is a fantastic option. If you're into dewy foundation, I absolutely love this. I mean, look, it looks good. And if you're into one and done eyeshadows, this palette or all their palettes, I think they just came out with a new one like earlier this month, and it's beautiful. So these are great, use with your fingers on the go, easy peasy. The liquid shadows are wonderful, one and done, those are amazing. The lip oil, I 1000% recommend. Oh my gosh, it's so good. The only two things that I do not personally care for are the mascara. I feel like it doesn't do enough for my lashes. My lashes are very small, and this doesn't curl them and keeps them up the way that I need them to look. So this one is kind of a miss for me. However, if you have really long natural lashes, this will probably be one of your favorites. I love the wand on it though. And then the concealer, I only like one side of this, so the other side is pretty much useless to me. But you can try it out for yourself and see if you like it. So, because the matte side is really good. I really like that. But yeah, so that's about all I can think of review-wise for all that stuff. It's pretty basic, you know. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please come follow me on Instagram because that is where I post 99% of the time. I also have Twitter, and both of them are Kelsey93Mahar. And anyway, so that's that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye.